truly believe that this is so important because it allows you to take your life and think about what it is that you truly, truly want. Hello, how are you? My name is Princess and I'm so excited to be making this video for you all. I put a lot of thought into it and I am genuinely someone who is obsessed with self-care, self-love, faith, anything to become a better version of yourself. Obsessed with that concept. After all of the years and all the learning that I have amassed, I thought it'd be fun to share a video of like tips that genuinely I feel like I wish someone told me when I was younger. It helped me become a better version of myself. These concepts are going to be very similar, but to film like a very chill, relaxing version of that video. I know it looks like I'm in my closet room or my studio room, and I just want to sit by the lighting because it looks so much better, so just disregard the background. You make a lot of content on fashion and travel, etc., so if you're interested, I recommend subscribing. Everything is on my iPad, so let's just jump right into the video and we'll talk about some of these concepts, and I might make this a series. I love, again, self-help, and self-help with faith. I am a Christian, so kind of a mix, but we will break it down and you'll definitely see faith as a theme throughout this video. So let's just jump right in. The first thing that I feel like is a game changer in terms of becoming a better version of yourself is doing a brain dump. This is one of those things that is talked about a lot more on like ADHD talk, or that side of content where people are talking about like productivity and efficiency, etc. But in terms of becoming a better version of yourself, I am the type of person, I have a million ideas, and so whenever I have an opportunity to take a piece of paper, sometimes I like to use my iPad and write down every single thing that comes to mind. It's just, it has this amazing effect of removing all of the thoughts that are just like bouncing around. You put them on paper and it gives your brain the opportunity to start making connections and putting pieces together and solving problems and ideas. It goes along with social media because we're so inundated with as much information and ideas and trips and outfits and relationship goals, and it's one of those things where we have all of this stuff and it's like, I want to go here and I want to go there, and you're so pushed and pulled in so many different directions. So when you take a piece of paper and you write down these ideas, it allows you to like take some of the information from social media, jot it down to like actionable goals, as well as things that you're like, I need to do in my house, I need to sweep or vacuum, etc. And allows you to actually see it in a way that's manageable instead of floating around in your brain. Along with that, I recommend setting like a timer, doing that for 10 minutes and just write down every thought. And then I recommend doing the same thing, but doing it for your goals and your life and your dream life and where you truly want out of life. If you need time, pause this video and do that right now. I truly believe that this is so important because it allows you to take your life, put it on pause, and think about what it is that you truly want. Like when you don't do that, you're constantly being pushed and pulled in so many different directions. Like, you don't even know what you want. You haven't had the time to truly think about what it is that you want. Take a moment and do that. I think it'll help. The thing that I have is, again, there's a lot of faith going to be wrapped into this video, but it is pray to God for help to achieve those goals and acceptance if that is not what God has for you, to receive it and accept that God may have something better for you. And it isn't like the prosperity of God's always going to give you something amazing and just know that it's always going to be better, etc. But just, if God doesn't want you to have a goal, accept that maybe it's not what you should be going after. Worst case scenario, you get it and it's not what God wanted for you, and then you're just disappointed and miserable because it's not even blessed and condoned by God. I struggle with that sometimes, and a lesson that a lot of people really need to understand. For help in these goals. If these goals are aligned with what God has for you, then praying for help and courage is not, there's nothing wrong with that, but you also have to accept that maybe there are some goals that God genuinely doesn't want you to have, and just have peace. Again, it's difficult, but it is very important. Act on the assumption that these goals are somehow, you've confirmed that God has put this on your heart, you've truly received that guidance. So now we're going to go on to the next steps, assuming that that is the case. The thing that I have is to pour into yourself like your life depends on it, because it actually does. We do not realize how important it is to fill ourselves with positive information, positive messages. And I don't just mean self-help books and self-help everything like that, like sermons. I mean like love. I mean like building up others, doing things that are genuinely good and positive in this world are so important. I feel like if you wake up every morning with some sort of sermon, with some sort of message about how you can achieve something, how you can do great things that are difficult, how you can, overcome, listening to audiobooks, listening to something that is genuinely good and going to guide you in the right direction, it is going to set you so far ahead. Because if not, subconsciously, not everyone, but it's pretty common. I think there's like some statistic that we tell ourselves so many negative things a day. If you don't, the contrast is going to be, this is too difficult, I'm too tired, I can't do this is so overwhelming, etc., etc. And so you want to forcibly put positive, encouraging things in your mind so that acting on this belief that you can achieve. It is so important. Like those movies like with Rocky, or any type of movie where the main character is like training for something, have like a goal and you want to achieve it, treat it as if you're training for something. Treat it as if you are serious. You want this so badly. It is so important. I'm a huge fan of David Goggins, and he talks about this concept all of the time, which is go after it, wake up in the morning, do things that are difficult. You really want to take on this battle. I really want this, because if you don't, some people fall into success easily, naturally, it just comes to them. Their parents had amazing habits, their parents taught them amazing habits, and it just passed on for generations. Some people really have to work at it, and those people where why does that sound so wrong? I'm the type of person that I have to work really hard. I have a lot of habits, generational habits that I have to break. So I really have to take it on as I'm fighting against my old nature, my negative nature, my bad nature, in order to become a better human being. Next tip that I have, which is so important, is make a list of non-negotiables. I have it just plainly. I'm gonna mention values at the end of the video, but I think that there's some values that you kind of want to put on this list. If it's not just values, it's I know that I want to be with a man that genuinely loves me. I know that I want to focus on gratitude and my faith, and I don't care. That is the most important thing in my life. I know that I want to buy a house one day. Once you have these things are so important. I think these things represent like your big rocks, and that is what allows you to build upon them. And once you put those things in, then you can kind of like how they have like the little jar with the rocks and then the sand and etc. It's like you can put those things in, and then everything else can fill in. But once you have your non-negotiables, it just makes a difference. A good example, have you ever had an appointment and you are running late, and I need to grab my lunch, and I need to take out the trash, and you do all of these things, and then you show up to your appointment and you're late and you miss the appointment. The most important thing was the appointment. Those things were great to have, but when you're not anchored, when you don't have those rocks in place, you're going to be running around doing all these things, and then you're going to miss the most important thing. That's why having faith, having that foundation is so important, because you will genuinely lose it and you will genuinely be upset. Having your list of non-negotiables, it just gives you clarity, it gives you grounding, it gives you focus, it just allows you to say, maybe this is more important than scrolling, this is more important than, maybe having a good boyfriend, a good husband is more important than just having a husband. Maybe having a good friend is better than just having a friend. And then it'll allow you to start making those necessary decisions to remove those things that are not truly serving you and that you're not able to serve because they're just not good for you. The next tip that I have is to journal the kind of person that you want to be. Like scrolling or anything is so toxic to you. I'm saying it to you, but I also need to accept this as well. Scrolling is so toxic. It is the equivalent, like, it makes sense that VR is the next step to scrolling, because in a way scrolling is the same thing, where we're seeing these people live this amazing life, we're seeing these amazing things, we're seeing these trips, and we're like, I want this, I need this, I want this, I want to have this, I gotta have this, creating this constant chase of things. We're not actually appreciating the things that we do have. Also being manipulated by algorithms. They're essentially utilizing science and brain chemistry and research on our brains in order to create a platform that is addictive. The intent of social media with our phones, our iPads, every single device that we're utilizing that has some sort of internet connectivity, it's designed to keep you hooked to it and addicted to it. And so just realizing and trying to escape the matrix and realize that I need to stop scrolling and I'd rather become a better person. Because we look at today and we say, oh, well, this is the 21st century, like, we can do these things. Scrolling is a part of our life. When we pass away, when life goes on, we don't want to say, well, I had 10,000 followers, I did nothing with it, I scrolled for 10 hours a day and I never did anything with my life. Time goes on, there's always this new thing that is just distracting or addicting. You look back at your life, you want to say, I actually spent my life and I made it valuable, and it was beyond this social media thing. So the tip that I have that go along with that social media thing is, whenever you get the urge to scroll, journal the type of person that you want to be. Okay, I'm starting to scroll too much. Be like, all right, I'll let myself scroll, but as long as I journal for 5 minutes about the kind of person that I want to be, whether it be I want to be the type of person that's consistent, on time, organized, disciplined, I want to become this, whatever it is, journaling those things. And then that way you're allowed to say, okay, now is this actually helping me get there? And I think that over time, that desire to be better is going to outweigh the scrolling desire. So scrolling in general is going to be important, and use it as a tool to escape scrolling or replace scrolling. I think that's ideal. The tip that I have has to do with health. You need to know what your weaknesses are and try to use natural remedies to get you there. If, again, listen to a doctor. Notice that I have a lot of hyperactivity. I know that controlling my dopamine. I know that my mood shifts. I try to take natural healthy supplements, get vitamin D, take fish oil, etc. Things that are truly going to hack my body so that I'm able to be more effective. Some of the time, you have to think red dye. There are these chemicals that are out there that are genuinely scientifically proven to hurt your effectiveness, hurt your productivity, provide your body, your brain, your mind the most effective tools to be successful. Get into a routine, take your supplements, do whatever it is consistently to help you be a better version. Because those studies where the kid is up on caffeine, sugar, red dye, the child who had an actual healthy diet, and we realized that those healthy choices actually pay dividends in the long run. It's to do with working out, walking. Health is such a way to live ahead, and it's amazing. We're human beings, we need good food in our body, we need water, we need all these things to survive and thrive, and trying to do the shortcut way is just not going to help you get there. The next tip that I have for me, I think this is really important. Is this in the way that you think will help? You should represent the part. And that doesn't just mean look the part. However, I do believe that's important, but it has to do with a lot of those values: on time, being consistent, representing those soft skills as well, that say, when I show up, I am mentally clear. When I show up, I speak confidently. When I show up, I have great posture. When I show up, I take into consideration other people's ideas. I value their ideas. I represent a boss that is amazing. I represent an employee that's amazing. Whatever the case may be, but truly seek to represent the type of person that you genuinely want to be. That also can be looking the part. I'm a big believer of having your hair done. I'm a big believer of dressing well. I'm a big believer of, doing those things that really take you to the next level. I get my nails done. I get my hair done. That's one of those things that I go through phases where I'm like, I'm trying to save money and I can't. But every single time I get my hair done, I get my nails done, I do something that's going to have me look better, I always feel better. I always feel more confident. I always feel more capable to tackle the day. And I just think that whatever it is, this is something that people try to say, oh, it doesn't matter, but I genuinely think that when you look your best, you feel so much more confident. And I don't know the science behind it. I don't know how it answers in the Bible. I don't know, but I know that I just know that is something that I genuinely feel better at. The last tip that I have, and I feel like this is also extremely important, focus on values, which again has been a theme throughout this video, but also to glamorize your life. You say, wow, I get to wake up. This is such a blessing. I can, make a morning routine. How wonderful is that? I can work out in the morning. How great is that? That is so cool that I get to work out in the morning. Treat your life as if you are making a YouTube channel. Treat your life as if you are doing something, and treating it in a way that's like, this is so cool that ... This is so cool that I get to have a job like this. There are people who have literally glamorized living in sheds, glamorized living in tents, glamorized, and their tagline is like, I'm living bill free, I have freedom, living on the edge. There are people who hike everywhere. There are people who have all of these lifestyles and have been able to glamorize some conditions that are like, most people would say, oh, like, I really wouldn't want to live like that. And again, glamorizing is a subjective word, I guess, but it's more so to say, wake up, get excited about the things that you can do. I've seen kids, like, I've literally seen YouTube videos of like kids going to high school being like, getting ready for school, and I'm like, wow. I wish when I was in high school, I was making like, get ready for high school videos and get ready for middle school, and I'm gonna do my, like, it's like, whoa. These kids have literally made things like high school look fun and seem tedious. Things that are frustrating look fun, look enjoyable. Kids who go to dance class, kids who go to basketball practice, they're doing things that are actually normal and they're glamorizing it. And I think that when you do that, even for yourself, you don't have to make a YouTube channel, you don't have to do anything, but if you just wake up and pretend that you are the star of your own show, and that you are this character, and that your experience is just to help you become a better person, I think that it just makes life feel much more enjoyable, because you only have one life, and to sit there and be just regretful and remorseful and disappointed in your life compared to someone else, that concept of gratitude, it makes sense why it's such a faith concept, because you're genuinely just being appreciative of what you have. I think this whole like glamorized concept is such a big deal, because it's just teaching you to be grateful. It's teaching you to say, this is my life and I'm happy with it and I'm making the best out of it. And to summarize this video with values and glamorizing values to go along with that is because having values and saying, I know that I want to be honest, I know that I want to be consistent, I know that I want to be loving. These are things that are achievable at any phase of your life. And if you are constantly focusing on these things, these are the things that truly matter out of life. It allows you to escape the matrix. It allows you to escape that feeling of, I have to do this, I have to be like someone else. And you really start to come down and realize, if I'm a good person, that actually counts for something. It doesn't seem like a fake, like, whatever, I'm a good person but I'm broke, like, it's like, I'm a good person, but in the eyes of God, that genuinely means something good. I think that summarizes this video. I hope it wasn't too cliche. I hope these tips genuinely helped you. I feel like I have a lot of tips like this. I can make a series about how I do it, or if you have any ideas or questions, I'd love to answer them. I don't know if this background is weird. I feel like it's kind of weird, but I like the lighting. Let me know what you guys think. Is it weird that I'm in my closet? I feel like it is. But yeah, so I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.